President Biden is going to manage to even ruin the holidays. The economy, much like the global supply chain, is showing signs that it may be about to come to a grinding halt.
The normal number of container ships at anchor is 0 to 1.
Billions of dollars of goods floating in limbo. Dozens of cargo ships now stuck off the ports in Los Angeles and New York with wait times to dock stretching up to 3 weeks.
China ran out of coal and is now rationing power to a grid that is on the verge of collapse.
And what does this tell us about that central planning ability of the Chinese government if it can't foresee some of the problems around Evergrande, if it can't foresee some of the problems around coal supplies?
We've got to get beyond this idea that Chinese leaders are some sort of fabled, economic wizards. They're not. They make lots of mistakes and they're forever having to clean up messes.
Auto industries worldwide are waiting on semiconductors, causing production to come to a stop.
This is the most severe shortage of semiconductors in years.
Hollywood is about to get hit by a massive strike.
Hollywood's been here before. The writers' strike 14 years ago lasted months and cost the industry hundreds of millions of dollars. Back then, streaming services were just starting, but the discounted pay rates they agreed then are often still in force today.
And the real estate sector is telegraphing a collapse.
The last 18 to 24 months, Jim, we've had $60 billion of capital announced that's coming into the space, but they're all going to the same markets. And so I think there's concentration risk on top of the land grab that the public companies and the private builders are buying so much land, both through options and owned, and land inflation is up over 30%.
While millions of businesses struggle to bring back an employment sector that doesn't want to come back.
As businesses try to bounce back from the pandemic, many are struggling to find workers. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
It is the worst it's ever been.
But it's happening across the retail landscape. This Ace Hardware recently launched a marketing blitz after no one applied for its open jobs.
And very soon, your Christmas tree and Thanksgiving turkey will be in short supply. As Fauci says, Christmas may be canceled.
We can gather for Christmas, or it's just too soon to tell?
Margaret, it's just too soon to tell. We've just got to concentrate on continuing to get those numbers down and not try to jump ahead by weeks or months and say what we're going to do at a particular time.
Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan has done little to build back better. In fact, his tyrannical mandates are fueling the greatest shortage of healthcare workers in U.S. history.
Please get vaccinated now.
And it won't be long before the quantitative easing machine is kicked back on to keep the stock market churning, as two Federal Reserve chairmen conspicuously quit at the same time.
And I want to give people the big picture. The reason I don't care for Yellen or Powell, because they're both Marxist. And when I say that, I get nailed. But I will read you a quote from Lenin. Okay, this is Vladimir. He says, "The establishment of a central bank," this is a direct quote, "is 90% of a communizing of a nation." That's Yellen and Powell.
According to Michael Snyder of the Economic blog, the mainstream media keeps trying to put a happy face on the temporary shortages, but an industry insider has let me know what is really going on behind the scenes. This particular insider runs a grocery store in Maine, and he says that things are as bad as he has ever seen. In fact, he says that he has never seen anything close to what is happening now. Snyder goes on to detail shortages of common items, from Gatorade and gallons of water to deli and bakery items. Something wicked this way comes. Get prepared now.
This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Get vaccinated.